Okay, now we're going to go through some factoring. Every one of these, the directions are to factor. We have a trinomial, a quadratic, and so we want to factor it as a set of the product of two binomials. Start with this leading term and figure out how to break that apart. X and X. So we have then 72. And here's a riddle that you have to solve. I need two numbers that multiply to be 72. With the plus sign, that tells you that the signs are the same. And then you can go here to say what they both are. They're both plus. So we have x plus and x plus. My numbers have to multiply to 72, and because that's the same sign, they have to add up to be 17. 72 has lots of ways to be broken apart, but only one that adds up to be 17. 9 times 8 is 72. And 9 plus 8 is 17. Okay, so we have a 9 and an 8, or you can flip-flop and go 8 and 9, but that's how that one factors. When you FOIL it out, you get x squared plus 8x plus 9x plus 72. These guys combine to give you their 17x. Alright, great. Now we have to factor this one. I know that they only ask you to do the evens, but it's good practice for us to do these two. So we have to break apart 4v squared. There's two options. There's 2v and 2v, and there's also 4v and v. But we're going to start with the ones that are closest together first. 2v and 2v. See if that works out. We need to break apart 7. But before we do that, let's look at the signs. The signs are the same. And when the signs are the same, what happens there is that you go to the other sign to figure out what they both are. So, signs the same, go here, both negative. 7, there's only one way to break it apart, 7 and 1, and it doesn't really matter who goes where. And we end up with a minus 14v and a minus 2v. That works out nice to give you a minus 16v. So that guy factors as 2v minus 7 and 2v minus 1. Okay. Next up, 18. We have n squared minus 16n plus 64. And once again, we're to factor. So we have n and n. But once again, the signs are the same. It's nice when there's a plus on the constant term. This time they are both negative. So we have a minus and a minus. I need numbers that multiply to give me 64, and because they were the same, they're going to add up to be 16. Technically, it's a negative 16. It'll be 8 and 8. This will give you your minus 16n. Another way to write this would be n minus 8 quantity squared, because there's two of them. 19. 6t squared minus 54. So we notice that the t term is missing, the middle term. And when that's the case, then we want to try to factor as difference of squares. Whenever you have a squared minus b squared, that factors as a plus b and a minus b. So, now before we do that though, the very first thing you should always try to do is factor out. And so in this one, none of the other ones we had that yet, but here we can factor out a 6, leaving us with t squared minus 9. 9 and 6 give us 54. That makes it nicer to see what's going to happen with the t squared minus 9. It's going to factor as t plus 3 and t minus 3. This difference of squares formula with t squared minus 3 squared. So we get t plus 3 and t minus 3. So that's the complete answer there. And then finally the last one, y squared minus 121 is another one of those. A squared minus b squared. Factors is a plus b and a minus b, difference of squares. The y is the guy who squared, and then 121 is 11 squared. So we're going to have y minus 11 and y plus 11.